found us. More podcast, where we want you to know God more deeply, find lasting freedom, discover your destiny and make an eternal difference. Now,
Now, this week is crazy. We've got just the total change up of our lineup that we normally have with the host here.
Totally different.
It's just me and Hunter taking over the whole thing.
Yes.
And we've invited
guest.
someone here to keep us grounded.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hannah's in the room.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll try my best.
Thank you for being here. At least my wife will be happy that you're in the room, because normally if Pastor Gary and Ted are not here, I kind of tend to go off the rails. So I appreciate you being here.
This is why we brought you in.
Yeah. So you can give me the Amy look, like, for real? Are you saying that right now? Yeah, that's helpful. Very helpful. So here we are. We're in this week. We didn't think we were going to do one, but, you know,
We made it happen.
we gotta make it happen. So
Said it's a Tuesday.
it's a Tuesday. Normally we record on Wednesdays, and then everything gets put out on Thursday.
Yeah.
So we're recording it, way early.
We are going above and beyond to give you the content that you want.
That's right, and we have to. I mean, people were a little offended to the fact that we were not having a podcast this week. I heard about it, and I'm like, well, you know, what do you want to do? I mean, I guess
His kid's getting married.
Right.
Give him a break.
I gotta.
This is the length that we will go to.
That's
for
right.
our viewers.
We are committed to making sure this happens.
Yes.
And we'll do anything we can. And all of us are drinking caffeinated drinks right now, which is funny because it just shows.
We have literally a trash can in here that is full of Red Bull and Alani.
No, it looks so bad.
Insane.
We talk about addiction on a Sunday, man.
Come
the first
on.
thing that's going to happen is they're going to look at the trash.
Talking about caffeine. Yikes.
Yeah. I don't know if that's a bad addiction, really. I mean,
I like it.
right. You could have so many other bad ones.
Well, listen, I could stop whenever I want.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay.
You
Said
did
like a
for
true.
minute.
I did for a minute.
I'm not a very good person when that happens. I've stopped caffeine before, and I am just not fun to be around.
Yeah. It probably takes like a month
I think so.
to get off the.
Yeah. Well, you know, for me, it's a resuscitation device.
Sure.
Because when you get to my age in life, there's not a lot getting you moving in the morning. Coffee doesn't work as well. And so what do you have left?
Yeah.
You know, you have to find more caffeine. And so thank God for Red Bulls and Monsters. And I don't know. All the nurses in our church are like, you're going to die early if you keep doing that. And I'm like, well,
Go meet Jesus.
I'm not a fatalist, but
die is gain.
Yeah, that's right. Praise God, man. Preach that sermon as I'm standing there with a monster on the podium.
Yeah.
I have not done that yet. I've taken coffee up there to preach.
But not with a monster.
Not a monster, because
No.
I don't want the judgment.
Yeah. That's the devil's drink. So
That's yeah. What's it? The 666.
That was
that was a big thing.
Somebody sent me that like right away when that video came out.
Yeah.
And they're like, I'm just sending it to you. You just look at it and let the Holy Spirit deal with your heart. And I'm like, he ain't talking to me about this.
Yeah.
It's not something that I need to worry about.
Yeah, I think that was during our youth group days.
Yep.
It was a big deal.
Yeah.
It was.
What is it like? Each one of those is a number or Hebrew number
I
or
thought
something?
it was ridiculous, so I didn't
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
listen.
Don't give it a lot of time. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm like, it's claw marks from a monster. It's a 3-fingered claw.
Yes.
I don't know.
Yep.
I've never seen a 3-fingered
Well,
claw
I
before.
also like the flavored water, liquid death.
Oh, yeah.
And I've had some people pick on me about that, and I'm like, listen,
Yeah.
it's gonna be okay.
Right, yeah. It's not the end of the world.
Yes. They want to crush hunger, right?
Yeah. Heretic. Yeah. Well, you know, AJ drinks those like
Yeah.
crazy.
Well, they're great.
I tried one. I don't know if it's because I got it from the Dollar General or
Well, they're not all great.
Well, you know, I don't know how long they sit on the shelf there.
Come
The
on.
one I tried, I'm like, wow, I can't believe AJ drinks these like every day. You know,
Some of them are good.
Hunter
Which one do I
only
like?
likes the grave
The
fruit.
the grave fruit one.
grape.
Isn't that awesome?
That's such a great name.
It is. It really
Yeah.
is.
I don't know. I like these. You got me hooked on these.
The Red Bull Zero.
Yeah, monk fruit.
Yeah,
Monk fruit.
it's good.
Yeah. I always called it monk fruit, and then Amy's like, don't say that out loud. It's not right. So, monk fruit. Apparently, I don't know. Yeah, but these are not bad. I like these, and they're healthy because monk fruit is one of the healthy alternatives
Yeah,
for sugar.
that's
right?
what they say.
I'm going with it. I mean, I don't have a lot to defend my
Taste
addictions
with, yeah. But monk fruit is a fruit.
Right, and it
So,
sounds healthy, and
does.
I've heard them use it in other healthy things, so I'm going with it.
It's got to be better.
Yeah,
Good, I don't know, but better.
yeah. it's all relative, right? It's whatever you want to defend and say, this is my liberty in Christ. I'm going with this one. Yeah.
All things are permissible.
That's right. Regardless if it's killing me slowly. Do you wonder why you take the time each week to listen to More podcasts? I'll tell you why. More stands for maximizing opportunities for right now and eternity. So stop asking why you listen. Just never forget to listen and pass it on. And I mean, we're on our third season now. People have been passing it on. And we appreciate your commitment to this podcast and letting people know. So, slowly we're growing, and I think I've mentioned this before to PG. I think I'm going to make a banner with the QR code. People can get to it because I still have people in our church that go, what? We have a podcast? They see it on the app. And I'm like, yeah, we've had it for.
Yeah, we do.
I was just telling someone about it.
And they didn't
last
know.
week. No.
And they've been coming to church probably for 90 years. Yeah.
Well, just because you put it on the announcements.
That's
doesn't
right.
mean
That's just
people-
proof that the announcement, nobody reads the announcements. Yeah. People still are like, what? They're going to Spring Hill? What's going on?
What's Spring Hill?
What is Spring
We have
Hill?
a youth group?
What? Who is Pastor Matt? Yeah. It's true, isn't it?
It is. It is.
Yeah. And then we have the announcement. What was it last Sunday? Pastor Alex is teaching Old Testament class at Wednesday Night Live. Mm-hmm. And then next to the person's face is 1 Peter and 2 Peter. Yeah. I was like, that is hilarious. That's how we do it. That's why people are messed up when they come to the announcements. Yeah. All right. Well, our sponsor today is Northern Michigan Winter. Now entering the 8th month of beta testing. Side effects include owning 3 snow shovels, but only finding 1, forgetting what grass looks like. Amen to that. Saying it'll melt by May with zero confidence. Northern Michigan Winter pairs perfectly with more podcast episodes because if you're stuck inside anyway, you might as well grow spiritually while questioning your life choices. Northern Michigan Winter. It builds character, or at least really strong calves. And I think it's true, yeah. So we thank them for being our sponsor today. Northern Michigan Winters that just never end. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Last night we were driving home, and we went to a friend's house. We were in Petoskey, and we drove back to Topham Butte. It's not too bad. It's like a 25-minute drive. And it was raining.
Horrible.
And, yeah, it was like freezing rain, and I'm like, this is not good.
Yeah, give me home.
Yeah, I didn't want to.
Yeah, Northern Michigan Winter is like an infomercial.
Yeah.
But wait.
And people
There's
are
more.
excited about it. There's somebody in our church that just moved here from Louisiana. Her name's Sunshine. She's owns Crooked Biscuit, and she is just enamored with the winters up here. And I'm like, you've only lived. This is your first winter.
Enamored like in a good way?
Yeah, in
That's what you
a
mean?
good way. She
She's
loves
like-
it. She calls it Hallmark. Hallmark winters.
Yeah, she
I'm
was giving us a hard time that
Bless her heart.
That one
Yeah.
night.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hey, I feel like we need to make but wait, there's more commercial for the More podcast.
Yes. Yeah, it's coming.
I think we're really missing out not having something like that.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah.
I think what we need to do is get our own rodent in here and just start putting out some false information on the internet just for fun. Because, they keep saying it's 6 more weeks, which is a load of garbage.
Yeah.
Because we all know in Michigan, 6 weeks actually is like 12 for us.
Yeah.
It's not going away. And so I just, to bring people hope, I think we need to have our own little rodent. I don't even know. Maybe we can do like a raccoon or something. Be our version of seeing his shadow and then say, hey.
We could pull our hamster out.
Hey.
Yeah, we can get our hamster out.
I like
cute.
that idea. Yeah.
Linda. Yeah.
Glinda.
Yeah.
Linda the hamster, pull it out. Yeah. Well, we're going to take a break, come back with our introductions of the people around the table. 2 of us, one of us is brand new.
Brand new to the
podcast.
pod.
Yeah. So this is going to be exciting. We'll be right back.
You're listening to More Podcast, where the unreal meets the real and something happens with gamma radiation, and then the More Podcast is born. Keep listening. There's so much more.
Well, if winter handed out merit badges, Hannah would already have 3. 1 for surviving the cold, 1 for driving on roads that shouldn't be legal, and 1 for doing it all without complaining. Absolute legend behavior. Hannah Kilpatrick. Welcome.
Welcome.
Thank you. He's calm, collected, and way too prepared scared, which makes the rest of us pretty nervous. Every group needs one responsible adult, and today, very unfortunately, that is Pastor Hunter.
To be, the script did not say very. She added that.
I see what you're talking
She
about.
ad-libbed that, and I found that
It
to
was
be wrong.
Oh, okay. I didn't see that.
Yes,
Yeah.
and the man to my left, as Pastor Gary says, he knows all the buttons and all the things to press to make it happen. The man with all the talent. He is the world heavyweight champion of Bible trivia, Star Wars information you didn't need, and theology.
Yes.
Pastor Alex.
Hey, thank you. Yeah. So Sunday, Amy and I got your son Seamus the Star Wars shirt.
Okay.
I think it was funny, the reaction, because I showed it to him and he's like, oh, that's nice, and I'm like, maybe he's not a Star Wars fan, but we can work on that, and that's what I told him. I'm like, you may not really want to wear this, but you should. It's a cool shirt. You should just wear it just because. And he's like, oh yeah, okay. Okay. I'm like, he's so marveled out right now. His dad has done a good job.
He is.
Yeah.
He's a Spider-Man.
So it's gonna be
right
it's
now.
gonna be a tough fight for me.
Yeah.
It's gonna
You
be
can
tough.
win. You can win.
It's gonna be a tough fight. I've converted Minnie to Star Wars over the years, so I don't know. My kids were the worst. I'm such a huge fan, loved all the movies, and my wife's like, so when will you ever introduce these kids to Star Wars? I'm like, at a very young age, probably. I mean, we should do it.
Train them in the ways.
Yeah, that's right. So we got them involved. I got them watching the movie, the first, the old three, in the very beginning, and my youngest, he just wasn't into it. Carson, he's like, this is dumb. This is not real. But my oldest was into it, so he was my sidekick whenever we watched Star Wars and stuff. It wasn't until later on in life he finally got into it.
Yeah.
I'm like, you finally get an imagination. That's good.
See,
Like a-
I'm pretty jaded to it.
Oh, here we go.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Oh, boy.
Let's hear it.
I was homeschooled.
Okay.
And so I hung out with a lot of homeschool kids. And a lot of them really loved Star Wars.
Okay.
And I had these one kids who would make me watch it.
Oh,
And then
you're forced.
they would quiz me on it. And
Oh.
if I didn't answer enough of the questions correctly, they would make me rewatch it.
Are you kidding me?
I am not. I wish I
That
was.
sounds like torture.
That does sound like
And
torture.
so it was just off. I was like,
That's like
I'm good.
that is abuse. That's
And
sorry.
I don't
Yeah.
like doing things I don't want to do. So
Well, on
it
behalf
was
of the
like,
Star Wars
ugh.
community, I apologize for that. That was unfortunate. It should have never happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for the accountability.
Yeah, there's a dark side in everybody, right? And those ones were.
That was definitely.
They were.
I'm trying to say.
Well, let me just preface
They
this.
were
She
tough
did say homeschooled kids.
Yeah.
I'm like saying that's a genre of social community that's all by itself.
Yep.
Yeah, it's different. Although I know you've homeschooled your kids, but they've turned out pretty good. But I think that's because you've introduced them to things like Marvel and stuff.
And like
yeah.
I like to think I'm fairly normal.
Right, yeah.
Like I'm okay.
Very normal.
Well, there's some. I mean, some of the ones that I've met. I mean, it's like bubble wrap Christianity to the max.
Yep.
Yeah. And it's like, okay, all right. And you know what? I don't even try.
Yep. Your home should be a shelter, but not a prison.
That's right. Yeah. And apparently she was, incarcerated.
Star Wars
kids.
watching.
Yeah.
It was.
Wow. That's
They were vicious. I have
Come over
stories.
to our
that-
house, Hannah. We're gonna have fun.
why are you duct taping my arms to the chair? Well, just because.
No, literally, they did things like that. So
Oh, it's just coming out now. Do we need to take time to have?
No,
Yeah,
I'm good.
You're good. Okay.
I'm healed.
We'll have a second podcast about this.
It's a childhood trauma from
Kids-
Star Wars.
Kids torturing other kids.
Yeah. Well, I did that. My sister has many stories of me. When I was in homeschool, I was just a snotty little kid doing stuff, and I didn't like that
Worldly.
she existed in my world.
Sure.
And so
I'm gonna take you out.
I did a lot. Yeah. And I'm surprised she even still talks to me even to this day. So yeah, we God does amazing things, right? He does a lot of healing. And
I love those kids now as adults. Most of them.
do you still remind them? Like, do you remember the time when you?
And not that one, but other ones. I saw recently. Some of them had just gotten married, and I was like,
Yeah.
let me tell you stories about this.
Do they
guy.
homeschool their children? That's a good.
I think so.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not bad. It's not bad. Have you guys ever heard of ACT schools? I think it's a Baptist primary school, but the school I went to was in a missionary church in East Jordan. And it's self-guided teaching. So,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
There's someone on TikTok right now who is he's kind of big, and I've been watching him. He's a principal of
Yeah.
one of those schools.
It's like, what do you, I mean, really, there's not a teacher involved. You're doing it
Yeah.
yourself. They get involved when you need help.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you score your own books and stuff. And yeah, it was weird.
Yeah, he's a principal of a school of 6 kids, and 2 of them are his.
Yeah.
It's true.
How does that work, right?
I don't know.
It's a big, it's one of the inner city schools. You know, he's taking care of them. 90% of their day is taking care of the cattle. And then they go to do the book.
churn the butter.
Yeah, right. Get out there and do some work. So this week, you guys has been pretty good for you. Haven't had too many interesting things. I got to tell you, I've said this many times. Your kids crack me up.
They're funny kids.
Yeah. And we've talked about this during Christmas, but Eden was probably the best with her anti-Santa Claus activism that happened.
Yeah.
That was like the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's very Hermione Granger.
Yeah.
She was just not into. Yeah, the quick version of this for you listeners is Seamus was talking to Hannah, and he was like, Mom, somebody in school said that if you rearrange Santa, it spells Satan.
Oh,
And Hannah's like, oh, really?
That's good.
And he was like, yeah, so what do you think about that? And Hannah was like, well, what do you think? And Seamus is like, I don't really know. And Eden's like, well, I can tell you this. Santa's not a good guy. And we're like, what's up with this? And Eden goes, he's forcing elves to do all of his work.
Come on.
And then he takes the credit.
Slavery.
slavery.
elf
slavery. I love that. Yeah. That's good. That's good stuff right there.
She's going to do something in life.
I'm like, she's going to be an activist someday. She'll be out
Yeah.
there with a picket sign doing
Yeah.
something. I don't even know what it'll be about, but it's got to be good.
Who
She
knows?
gets involved. Yeah. And then that, and the other thing that cracks me up about her is her clothing. Every Sunday.
She takes it seriously.
It's very serious. And I know that Hannah's tried to dress her a few times and it's not going over well.
No.
No,
Yeah.
we can veto, but for the most part,
Right.
you get to choose what you're going to wear.
Yeah.
She just wants to express herself,
She does.
and that's all it is about.
And she has no problem throwing mom under the bus when it comes to clothing that she does not like.
Mom made me wear this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an awful
I
outfit.
don't even understand what I'm wearing right now, but yeah.
His shoes don't fit me well.
The shoes were cracking me up. during
yeah.
Christmas.
Oh, just ticked off.
She could not handle the fact there's room in the toes.
Yep.
It was pushing her over the edge.
Yep.
Everybody in the green room must have heard that speech.
Yep.
About
Mom made
how
me wear these shoes.
Hannah forced her to wear shoes that were too big. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the best.
So I guess you hate me.
That's
yeah,
right.
That's her.
That's one of her
that's
sayings.
Oh, she does
famous-
it? I love
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
See, I don't know.
Already for I think that's been going on for at least 2 years.
Yeah, 2 years.
That's so good. Oh, that's why God never gave me a girl, because I'm pretty sure she would have grown up to be a brat, because I would have never done anything.
Sure.
I
Sure.
would have just been like, whatever.
Got to choose your battles with her.
That's
It's
right,
Like,
yeah.
Is this one I want to fight? Would I go to the grave for this?
The problem is she's so stinking smart.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm thinking you should not be coming up with these ideas at that age, and she's like figuring this stuff out.
Talk to him too much.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
just talked
We're just
to them.
really.
Yeah. What do you
All
guys
the
watch?
time.
Like watch documentaries 24/7 at home, and then you're like quizzing her.
It's just like anytime.
Tape to the chair.
Take her to the chair.
anytime
Yeah.
they have a question, we're like,
Let's talk about it.
let's figure this out. Like
Yeah.
whatever.
Like Seamus could probably explain to you the Electoral College.
Oh, see,
He probably could.
it's documentary season
Yeah.
at your house. Isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's watch the History Channel, kids. Everybody, come around the couch.
Yeah.
That's what- yeah.
They ask good questions, and we try to give them true answers.
Yeah, well, it's good. Yeah, I'm with you on that. I mean, I raised my kids that way, but we didn't tend to do a lot of that. I would tend to watch Phineas and Ferb with them, and then
Yeah, which is a great show.
yeah, we
by the
would
way.
do that kind of stuff. So as far as the depth was concerned in my house, not very deep. I mean, it was kind of like, because I was the
Phineas and
instigator.
Ferb will bring up stuff.
Right? Yeah, I was the instigator. And the funny part was, my wife got the nickname from them. They used to call her Cupcake when she'd go in cupcake mode. That girl that wore the skull on her shirt.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she was called Cupcake. And so they would call Amy when she would get into one of her modes of like Mama Bear. It's Cupcake coming out. Yeah.
Cupcake coming out.
Yeah. So that was my investment into our family in a lot of different ways. So they
funny.
saw a lot of cartoons, not a lot of depth.
Yeah, sure.
That's what they would have conversations about. So, yeah, great parenting at its best. That's what I did, and it turned out okay.
Yeah, they're doing well.
Yeah, they're doing okay. They're making it. I didn't hurt them too much. All right, take an ID break. Come back with yep, that just happened. We're gonna talk about the Super Bowl. I know we watched it and we were talking about it before the show about how boring of a game it was. I think everybody can agree. that if it wasn't for the punts, I don't think anything would have actually happened in the game because there's only 2 touchdowns that were pretty mild, even
Pretty garbage time football. Like,
yeah, it was not that great. The quarterbacks were sacked so many times they actually beat their own entire season in one game for sacks. So I mean, it's just like I'm sitting there the whole time thinking to myself, the Lions are better than this.
Oh, well, I was sitting there thinking, praise the Lord, the Lions aren't playing this team because this is what would have happened to us.
Yeah, oh yeah, it would have been.
Poor Goff would have gotten fawn legs and would have been able to.
Imagine him trying to run.
No,
when he does,
I can't imagine him running.
When he does run, it's like this should not be happening.
Most people speed up. He speeds down.
Yeah,
right.
And it's like such a long like leap. You know, it's like, what are you doing? It's like he doesn't know what to do with his legs. I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not something we should watch. All right, take an eye break. Come back with that, and we just got some quick highlights that I don't know. They're starting to make it into social media, but they're just kind of funny. So we'll talk about that in a minute.
Listening to More Podcast is like buying a used car. It seems like a good idea at the time. Then you realize that this is going to be an investment. Much like More Podcast. So stay a while and kick the tires for an hour. Not too hard. We do tend to have some things fall off. More Podcast.
All right, so Super Bowl 60 happened, and like we just mentioned, it was not that great of a game. It seemed like the first half, nobody called anything. The refs basically kind of just hung out. I don't know what they were doing. They weren't calling anything in the game. And then it's like the last 3 minutes of the game, there are yellow flags flying like
everywhere.
Second. Yeah.
Well, maybe they should have been holding the whole time because the poor Patriots quarterback just face masked this guy, but stop letting him get crushed.
It's just like, do something.
Protect your man.
3 minutes into the game, that's when they decided to start calling stuff. And then it just like seemed, it's like somebody called from the NFL office in New York and said, hey, this game's going way too quick. We need to slow it down. And that's when they started.
We got 10 more commercials.
Yeah, we got people paid for these commercials. The average commercial I heard was $8 million.
Yeah. All right, here's a nerd fact.
Yeah.
There was a Pokemon commercial. That commercial costed more than the last game they made.
Are you kidding me?
No.
Just to be on
that commercial.
Yeah.
The Pokemon commercial?
Yeah, it was cute.
Yeah, I think it was like $12 million, and the last game was like $6 million.
Oh my gosh.
It's crazy.
Yeah, and they're like, we're getting our money's worth, right? Yeah. For real? Well, I mean, seriously, they said about 160 million Americans tuned into the game. Mm-hmm. So I guess maybe.
That's a lot of eyes.
That's a lot of eyes. So yeah, maybe it was worth it. I don't know. Well, some of the things that happened, I don't know if you guys saw this or not, but Mac Hollins of New England, he showed up dressed like an escaped prisoner. Did you guys see him coming in?
I just looked at a picture.
Yeah, it's crazy. He walks in, his hands are chained, his feet are chained, and they're walking him like he's a prisoner, just got out of prison. Has a face mask on, like from Hannibal Lecter. Mm-hmm. And I have nobody knows why he did that because he never really talked about it to anybody.
Yeah, he had a face mask on.
Yeah. Well, you can't say anything. Yeah, right. Good point. Yeah, that's a good observation on that one. Yeah. But it's just like weird because he was barefoot walking in there. And I don't know if that's a scare tactic.
Here's the deal.
Yeah.
Just because you can catch football does not make you a normal person.
That's right. Yeah. I'm like, what's going through your head coming into the game like that? I mean,
probably publicity.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make some headlines today.
It's like WWF.
Come on.
NFL.
Don't get me started.
Walking in like that. Yeah. The other thing that didn't get on live TV but eventually shows up on YouTube is a shirtless wannabe day trader that started running around the field. With the website of his day trading and that stuff on. I mean, it was, good marketing. Yeah. It was pretty clear. I mean, you could read it pretty easy on his chest, but yeah.
He had more offensive yards than the entire Patriots team.
That's true. They could not catch him. It took an NFL player to take him down. Yeah.
I'm just saying, get him on the team.
I mean, you actually, if you can catch a football, we'll put you out there. Yeah. So he did that. I don't know. It's just interesting to see that kind of stuff happen. And it's funny how they want to sanitize the visuals so much that they're not going to show that. Somebody got on the field, but somebody did. Yeah. Somebody got on the field.
I'm sure they also don't want to glorify it and then have them have more of that.
Yeah.
He's like,
it's going to be all over the internet anyways.
Right. And it is. That's what's happening now. Yeah.
I mean, that was the most entertaining part, right?
Right. Yeah. Trying to catch them.
Yeah. We want to see something.
It's definitely he's definitely got a lot more business, I would imagine. I mean, if somebody's thinking he's that crazy to go up on the field and then get tackled by somebody from the NFL, it's worth it. And then there's the halftime. I don't know if you guys saw this, the moving grass during the Bad Bunny.
Crazy.
Yeah, so that was the funny part, is that people were calling them the grass dancers, and then the people that were actually wearing costumes kept saying, hey, I'm the grass. But really it was meant to be sugarcane. And so everybody got it wrong, and it kind of missed its mark. You know, they're kind of highlighting a Puerto Rican staple, which is they're one of the largest exporters of sugarcane, and everybody just knows them as the long grass.
Yeah, like, that's some tall reeds.
Yeah, right. It's like nobody. It didn't look good. I'm like, I don't know what sugarcane looks like in the wild, but
basically, we just don't know what we're talking about.
Right. I was like, all the money that you spent to do that halftime show.
Yeah, I'm sure what was that? That was a penny.
Yeah,
right.
And you come up with grass.
I was so curious about why the game ended. Well, the half ended, and we went to commercial break immediately for kind of a long time.
Yeah,
and I was like, what are they doing?
Right,
that they need 10 minutes, and then it shows up, and I'm like, oh, they pulled a house out here.
Right. Yeah,
it's like everything's starting to make sense.
Yeah, a truck. There's a truck that was moved out.
Yeah,
there.
like okay. Yeah. I get it now.
I was, it was interesting. I only caught parts of it because I was over on the other side with TPS USA or TPA or whatever it's called, Turning Point USA. Yeah, I watched that one. That was pretty good. The best part of that one was Kid Rock started doing a sermon right in the middle.
Right, yeah, at the ad.
I'm like, what? This is him after he just saying, "I'm Kid Rock," which I know the lyrics.
Sure,
and then it's not a Christian song.
Yeah.
And, if you listen to it when it came out on the radio, everything's pretty much bleeped in it, you know. And then he goes into that diatribe, about, accepting Jesus and getting back to the Bible. I'm like, what is happening?
There could probably be a good commentary somewhere in there about.
Oh, my gosh. It was good.
Yeah. I liked the ending part of Kid Rock. I had a hard time watching him do that song that he definitely probably rocked it.
Yeah.
In his younger years. But then just watching him almost cosplay his younger self, I'm like, this is cringy to me. I can't. If you do a mic flip one more time,
right,
I'm gonna lose my mind.
And if you notice, he was like lip syncing to himself, right?
Yeah,
and he was off.
Yeah,
and I'm like, Amy's like, is he lip syncing? I'm like, I don't know.
No, he's not lip. He's not lip syncing. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on there, but
he's trying to.
He doesn't even know his own words. He's like. It's like Sophia. It's kind of like watching those Japanese movies, and they say it in Japanese and in the the English. It's like that's. I don't think he said that. I really don't. Yeah.
Oh, brother.
So he tried. Yeah, it was pretty good. And then I mentioned to you guys earlier, the Christian band Pillar, their lead guitar player played in one of the groups that was there, which was kind of cool.
Yeah, that is cool.
Yeah, it'd been kind of good to get them out there. I think Pillar. Have you guys ever listened to their stuff?
Do you listen to Pillar?
I feel I've
heard of Pillar songs.
I feel like I did.
If you asked me to name a song, I wouldn't be able to do it.
I can't either. But I mean, I have them on my playlist. I mean, when I'm driving and I need something to wake me up, I put on some.
Yeah, other than Red Bull.
Other than Red Bull,
This isn't cutting it today.
I need some Jesus rock. That's what I need. So the living grass, we found out later on that was supposed to be sugarcane, so that was something that happened. Bad Bunny actually had a wedding stage there.
Yeah, no, it was a legitimate wedding.
It was a legitimate wedding. People thought it was like a setup, like it was part of the act, and he's like, no, there's actually officiating going on.
He had friends who were getting married on the same date, and he was like, I can't go. He's like, I could have you come.
Yeah.
And just get married in my show. And they're like, yeah, sure.
It was kind of odd.
It was kind of like a wedding party. The whole second half of it was literally him singing at a wedding party.
Yeah.
And there's like cake and everyone's dancing to the wedding.
I mean, it's going to be a memorable moment for them, but for the rest of us, we're kind of like, what is going on?
Well, especially for anybody who doesn't know how to speak Spanish.
Right,
I don't know what's happening here. Right?
Well, the conspiracy theory is that it was supposed to have subtitles through the whole thing. And then they're like, something happened with whatever they were doing. The technology was supposed to be with that.
Sure.
So, and everybody's like, well, yeah, because they didn't want anybody to know that he was going to be going on his anti-America.
Yeah, I read the lyrics to the songs.
Dirty.
They're raunchy songs, right? Just like a lot of the years past with Super Bowl halftime shows.
I don't think there's one that's not, right?
Yeah, they always are. But in his lyrics, I didn't see anything that was like anti-America or anything. But definitely exactly what you'd expect from the world.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Get rid of ice. I know. I caught that part.
Yeah, there was that in the Grammys, right?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Except for I don't know who they are, but these two YouTubers were out in the audience. I don't know how they even got tickets to the Grammy. They're associated with somebody, but they were like, when somebody was giving the speech about ice, they were doing like, no, this is wrong. I can't believe this is happening. And they actually are hitting pretty big right now. People on TikTok are like, check this out. These two ladies were sitting right there pretty much in the front row. I don't know if they're, sometimes they have filler people that come in.
Yeah.
Like when Star goes up, they bring people in so the seats don't look empty. I don't know if they were that. Or what.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, they do it all the time. Yeah.
That's
Yeah, you can get paid, or sometimes they just do it because you want to be there.
Yeah.
And so you're like in a line. They've showed this before. Like they're in a line in the wings. And so they're called out when somebody goes up on the stage so that the seats don't look empty.
So yeah, wow, that's
I know.
interesting.
That's a little trivia for you there.
Yeah, little trivia fact, of course, Pastor Alex.
Yeah. Weird knowledge that I know.
Yeah, world heavyweight
Don't ask
champion.
me about anything really normal because it's not going to happen. Okay, and then the last one. A stadium sold a $180 burger there. $180.
Wow.
Yeah. It was a bone-in, basically chunk of meat, like a steak.
Yeah.
And I just don't get that. $180.
Listen, if you can afford to go to the Super Bowl,
Right.
you can afford a $180 XL hamburger.
I know, right? They were saying later, some of the podcasts I listened to about the Super Bowl, that parking was over $400.
Ugh.
And that's not even a
Gross.
great parking spot.
Yeah,
That's
you're
just
walking.
Yeah, you're walking. And then what was the average seat they were saying in the good section was about $11,000. I mean, who's going to afford
That's
that? Yeah.
insane.
I don't know. There was guys that this is the last year they wanted to make it to Super Bowl 60, but a guy's been going there for like 40 plus years. Him and his buddies to every Super Bowl, and he's like 92 now, so he's like, I can't do it anymore. My health is bad. But he was being interviewed on ESPN, and he's like, yeah, the first ticket I ever bought was $9,
Wow.
Wow.
and then now. Here we are, $11,000 for a ticket. That's just
Yeah.
crazy.
Ticket prices in general for just everything
For everything.
Yeah,
has gone crazy.
It's-
It's
yeah.
just insane. Oh, Hunter and I were looking at trying to go to a Corey Asbury concert,
Mm-hmm.
and we were in the queue when it just opened. And I mean, 2 minutes into it being live, everything sold. Anything that is left is $400.
Yeah, super inflated now.
And I think it was Forrest Frank, which I just cared about. Corey
We just want to
Asbury,
see
but-
Corey.
yeah.
But it was like, that's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. I remember the days when I used to go see Carmen. You guys know Carmen?
Oh, we do.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, well, that was a free will offering, right?
Yeah.
You would give a free will offering when you came to the concert. And he put on a pretty good show.
Mm-hmm.
And even Petra, it was kind of a free will offer. I don't know. I think now they're selling tickets now. But now here we are.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
these years later. And you got to, sell one of your children to go to see a concert,
$1 million.
I know, it's like, what are we paying for? That's why my wife and I love to go to Life Fest every year, because it's like we don't pay anything because we volunteer there, but we go there and we get to see all these bands basically free, and all of them I know they would be charging an arm and a leg to go see what they do. So I'm just like,
Yeah, that's why back in the day, the Big Ticket Festival was so awesome.
yeah,
Like when I was in high school, that was like the thing to do. So you could
See everybody.
go and see everybody, and
Yeah.
it wasn't outrageous to
Right.
go.
that's not happening again, right? I think this year they're not doing it either.
No, I think they are done.
Yeah, that's too bad.
End of an era.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that was kind of cool to have it so close. You could go do it.
Yeah, it was really awesome.
Wasn't that far for us to drive to it. We went for a couple years, and I was like, it's pretty good, because
Yeah.
the one we go to in Wisconsin, that's about 35,000 people, and this one was like maybe 1,100,
Yeah.
1,500.
Yeah. I saw Skillet so many times.
Oh, yeah.
Because of that, Newsboys. And then for a while they had like an alternative stage.
Okay.
And so I got to see like Screamo-esque.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But Christian. And so that was fun.
Under Oath.
I liked Fireflight.
Oh, yeah.
That was my,
Fireflight's good, yeah.
Favorite.
We might have some bands in common, because I like screamo stuff.
Yeah, I don't know how much I liked it and how much I just liked being different. But
Right. You can go in
I
there. I
enjoy
can wear
it.
black in here. It's
Yeah,
not a problem.
yeah.
Yeah.
like
I'm fitting in.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah.
I'm gonna make those homeschool kids mad. Look how look how edgy I
Take
am.
your Star Wars and yeah. every now and then I will drive into the office with like War of Ages playing, which is a Christian band.
Just got to mix it up on them, people.
I turn it up loud. And Ted said he can hear me all the time because the office is right by the parking lot. But
Well, tell him to cry about it.
yeah, I'm like,
I can hear him playing music in his
his
office all day long.
his little soaky
Yeah.
worship stuff. I'm like, I need a little more edge.
You'll be all right.
Right. I need something to wake up to. I don't want to be falling asleep in the car. All right, we're going to take an ID break, come back with Harbor Light Bible Trivia. And even though Pastor Gary's not here, Pastor Hunter has taken over the helm on this one.
Oh, boy.
And I think he's got a good one. I think it's going to be really good. So listen up, and yeah, it'll be good. We'll be right back.
If 1 + 1 = 2, then listening to more podcasts from week to week equals? We're not sure, but our fans say it adds up to something. Just don't overthink it. Sit back, we have more to come.
I wish I would have wrote that guitar part. I like that guitar part. I'm like, that is so cool. Here we are with Bible Trivia, Harbor Light Bible Trivia with Pastor Hunter. If you want to be a part of this, all you have to do is send in your answer to harborlightbibletrivia@gmail.com. harborlightbibletrivia@gmail.com, all lowercase, and we'll get your name on the Wilson Insurance Wheel of Destiny, and you could be in for a prize. And this, I just found out, just hot off the wire, that apparently the winner gets Crooked Biscuits.
Oh,
Yeah, a gift certificate.
all right. I'm asking the question, and I'll be sending in an answer.
Yeah, right. And you're going to answer right now, and then, oh, sorry, you're out.
Sorry, guys. You guys all missed it.
Yeah, so Crooked Biscuit, yeah, with Sunshine out of Lansing, who is also opening up in Wolverine a Creole. Yeah, Cajun. Yeah, I'm in it.
I can't
I'm
wait.
ready. I'm waiting for the beignets to show up.
All right. Here's the question.
There it is.
2-part question. Got to answer them both.
2.
Yep. Which prophet lay on his side for over a year as a sign to Israel, and for how many total days?
Oh, that's a big one.
Yes. Which prophet laid on his side for over a year as a sign to Israel, and for how many total days?
Everybody's Googling it right now.
Yeah, Google if now.
Or what, ChatGPT or whatever
Yeah.
it is that they use. Yeah, it kind of defeats the purpose of having to open your Bible, but
Yeah.
I mean,
But then if you do that, you cheated.
yeah, and we'll know.
Well, Lord will.
The Lord will, and he'll send
Let
us
you
a
know that.
message. He'll send us a message and let us know. Yeah. Well, if you know the answer to that,
You say
just-
he'll send us a message.
yeah, he'll send us a message. I'll get a text from Jesus.
Yeah.
Excuse me, that one is disqualified because they did not use their Bible. Yeah, send it to harborlightbibletrivia@gmail.com, harborlightbibletrivia@gmail.com, all lowercase, and let us know what you think the answer is. Leslie won last month, and she walked away with a brand new car from Krings. So that's, one of the many prizes that no, I'm kidding. We didn't give her it'd be great if we ever got that, but it's not going to happen. But you can send that to us, and we'll put your name on the Wheel of Destiny by Wilson Insurance, sponsored by Wilson Insurance. We'll be right back after this ID break. Come right back into Bible Talk, where we have the couple that was here last Sunday, Pastor Hunter and Hannah, and we're going to go over some of the stuff they talked about. It's going to be good. I'm excited about this conversation. Talk to you in a minute.
Headphones on. Check. The perfect podcast on. Check. Not sure why you're listening? Good point. Should you keep listening? Yes. Should you tell others you listen to the More Podcast? Good idea. Life just got better.
Oh, wait, before we do it, I got to play this song Pastor Gary said that we need. This is a song that was supposed to
there it
play
is.
when you guys were introduced coming in last Sunday, but it never played.
It was played online, though.
Oh, was it
In
played
a mountain
online?
high enough. It's a good song.
Yeah, I think it's good. So there. That's what it is. I thought it was a good song.
Oh, that's a great song.
I don't know. It's going to be interesting with our song. I don't know if people are going to be ready for it, but it'll be good. Last week, we talked about covenant marriage and what it looks like when a husband and wife choose to hold on to each other and to God, even when it's hard. Today in Bible Talk, we get to see what that actually looks like in real life with Pastor Hunter and his wife, Hannah Kilpatrick. They're going to share their journey, the storms, the survival mode, the grief, the moves, the kids, and how God has helped them untangle some really tough seasons in their marriage. Whether you're single, not married yet, newly married, or you've been married for decades, there's something here for you. These are God's principles for relationships, and they work in every stage and every season. So get comfortable, pretend you're sitting with us in the living room that we had on stage, and let's lean in together for Bible talk. And Hunter and Hannah, welcome.
All right.
Turned it off for you. Yeah. I don't have a fader for it.
I was like, we're going to keep the...
Well, we could do it. Yeah, we did.
Well, that's just...
Oh, okay.
Just fine.
It sets a mood, doesn't it?
It does. Your voice changes.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
Well, you got to have the radio. You got to have the radio introduction there, yeah. So for anyone who missed Sunday, you guys, can you each share one moment early in your marriage when you realized, this is not a fairy tale, this is real life, and how God met you in that? Because we really dug in some stuff that was pretty vulnerable. I'd say it was really good, yeah.
Me first?
Yeah, I'm a...
She wants you to break
long
the
time
ice.
She
to process
thinks while I
information.
talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was probably the mix of like money's a thing.
Yeah.
So you got to pay for stuff,
Right.
right? And then when you're young and dating and in love, it's like, we don't need money.
Right.
We just need to be in love, and that's all that matters. And then you get married and you realize that there's bills to pay.
Right.
If you don't pay those, you know, things go wrong. And so Hannah and I, we were working opposite schedules for a long time. So I was working Monday through Friday, and then Hannah was working like Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then I wanted to hang out with my friends on Saturday night and Sunday night and any other night I could get away with it.
Yeah.
And so I realized like, oh, this isn't easy. You know, this is hard.
Yeah.
Right. And it was really difficult for Hannah and I because we dated for like a year and a half while she lived in Northern Michigan. And then she was gone for 4 years at college. So we were long distance for 4 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I graduated college in May, and then we got married in July.
Yep.
Okay.
And so we went from like, you know, dating as young teenagers to then long distance, then to now we're married. And I've only ever had like Hannah around with me for like 2.5 months out of the summer.
Yeah.
And so there was like a significant shift that I needed to make in my life. And that's when I realized like, okay, this is going to be hard.
Yeah.
This is going to be difficult. And it took me a long time to like come to those realizations. Hannah, you got one?
See, you like thought of like nice things. I think one of the first times I was like, oh shoot,
Oh boy.
What? Yeah.
was on our honeymoon. You just kept playing Pokemon Go all the time.
Yeah,
and
that's
so
true.
we were like,
Hannah, how dare you bring that up?
we're
It's
like
just come out right now.
going
did.
places, doing stuff.
Well,
we're like
Yeah, go ahead.
going
Kate.
on hikes. We went to Disney.
Yeah.
And
There's all these cool places I could see,
and
like
the whole time
region specific
it's
Pokemon,
just
Hannah.
Pokemon Go. And
Hannah,
I'm
do you want me to catch them all or not?
Oh,
There's a lot of stuff going on right now. Yeah.
Yes.
why are we playing Pokemon Go?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah. Yeah. So I think that was like this is going to be interesting.
Yeah.
Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
I remember
That was
that
big
game.
in
Yeah. It was
a good game.
2016.
Yeah,
It was a big
it was yeah. I mean, I stumbled many times trying to chase one of those things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Walking around. So that was on your honeymoon.
It was.
Yeah.
It was an embarrassing moment of my life.
So
You're welcome.
see, this is what happens on the podcast.
Yeah.
is the things come out and you're like,
Yeah. Just got dunked on.
there it is, there it is. Yeah. So you kind of start out kind of with a fairy tale kind of mindset.
Yeah.
When did it really start hitting you? Like things are not like that.
But they weren't fairy tales?
Yeah. This is real life.
Yeah, it was. I think on our honeymoon. Oh wait, I remember we were on our honeymoon and we were making something, some kind of like bacon or something, and like grill, like massive grill fire. And I'm like,
Oh, really?
Oh my gosh, I am not ready for this.
What did I get myself into? Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know how to be an adult. And that was half the problem. But moment this was going to be real, right? When we're pregnant with the first kid,
Yeah.
it's like, okay, this is real. This is hard. There's serious responsibilities that I got to handle now. Yeah, probably somewhere around in that.
Yeah, I think it's interesting you bring that up because that tends to be a wake up call for a lot of couples. I think, speaking from my side of it, especially as a man, right? It's interesting to have that connection with your spouse because it's all fun and romance. Then when you bring a child into it, you're like, oh my gosh, I'm responsible now, not just for my wife, which it's been pretty easy up to this point. Now I have a child that I have to take care of and make sure they're fed and diapers and the whole litany of things.
Yep.
Yeah. That's a wake up call.
Yeah, and it was really pretty quick in our marriage too. So we were married in July of 2016, and Seamus was born in October of 2017.
Yeah. Is it okay for me to assume that probably, Hannah, you probably came to it pretty quick, just as being a woman? Yeah.
And there was just a lot that we didn't really get into on Sunday that was pretty big moments for me. Because I had been in college, I had this really great community. I was really loving life. And so then I went into something where even though I was raised around here, again, homeschooled, so I didn't have much of a community. And so I was pretty quickly hit with, life is not what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
Especially because he did have a community. Okay. He did have friends. He did have people. And I didn't. I feel like I got hit pretty quick with life is tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you think you're just isolated.
Yeah.
And alone.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so then when you're together in this relationship, that's different because then the dynamic is just you and the spouse.
Yeah.
You and the person. And so if that relationship is obviously not working the way you would want it to, it's going to be tough because it's not really fixing anything. It's just aggravating something that you already have sort of questions about to begin with. I mean, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but that seems like I definitely can relate to it. And I think a lot of people that, especially in being young, getting married, find themselves in those situations as well. I think it was interesting. It did resonate with a lot of people because, we have this live feed for call-ins. And I think there's a lot of questions about, that whole thing about the connection and working through a lot of stuff. And one of the things that you guys brought up, which was pretty intense, I think, at least definitely for you, but as we're hearing the story, I mean, we're starting to get into it with you, was the loss of your parents and how the effect had on you, the grief that each of you differently dealt with. But then it was interesting how you use it as sort of a practical tool to help each other. And I thought that was really good, but you also really experienced quite a bit of how do I deal with this now and how is it affecting the dynamics in my relationship? You guys want to touch on that a little bit?
Yeah, so I didn't really talk about the loss of my mom much. So my mom passed when I was about 11, and I experienced a lot of memory loss from that season. So probably like 9 years old to 12 years old. I have some memories of it now, but for the longest time I had nothing. And I remember actually being happy about it because now I don't got to think about it, right? And so that's what started developing this the cycle in me to not want to have to think about hard things and think about bad things, and very much a protection mechanism for myself because I was a kid and I didn't have the tools to deal with something.
Yeah.
So that's the cycle that I've created, and I brought that cycle right into it with my dad, right? So it like reignited a lot of the things that happened with my mom, and then the problem is I'm not 12 anymore, right? I'm older. And so I got responsibilities and all those things. And then, Hannah, if you want to talk about your dad too, I guess.
Yeah. My dad died on my 16th birthday.
Oh my God.
It was a wild time, and it was unexpected. And so there was with Hunter's mom and dad, there was a little bit of lead up of sickness and health and stuff. And that wasn't the case with this. And so it was a pretty jarring experience. But I feel like so much of who we are because of it, a lot of it can come down to like we weren't given support as either of us for kids. Neither of us did any counseling afterwards. Neither of us really had that stuff. And so there was a lot of just figuring out on our own how to move on in life. And I'm just kind of a like power through kind of person.
Yeah.
And so I found myself really like, I think we mentioned like a couple days later, I'm serving at youth group. Day after that, I'm on the worship team on Sunday. I went by myself to church that day, and I sang on the worship team 3 days after. And then my dad had made a commitment the week before that he was going to run all the PowerPoint that week. And so I was like, oh, well, somebody has to do it now, so I'll do it. And no one really said, hey, that's not healthy or that's not wise to do. There wasn't really anyone doing that. And so that's just kind of how I started dealing with everything is, okay, I just got to get stuff done.
I just got to
do the
I just
thing.
got to do things,
And power through. And I think that really kind of set the precedent for how I then handled anything difficult in life is just, okay, just keep going.
Yeah.
Don't think about it. Just do what has to be done.
Yeah, I remember as a kid watching Hannah's dad pass and being with her in that, right? Because we weren't dating at that point.
No.
I think there's just something powerful about being with somebody and just holding space with them. And sometimes you don't got to say anything. All right, you don't have to be like I think it's totally acceptable to come up to somebody, give them a hug, say, I'm so sorry. This really sucks.
Yeah.
And then just sit with them there.
Yeah.
If they decide to talk, great. But if they don't, that's fine. You're just going to be with them in there because they don't, sometimes they just don't know what they need to talk about or what they need, and just be with them is the important part. And so I did a good job with that when Hannah dad passed away. And then Hannah did a good job with me in that of giving me space to be by myself and then to sit with me in the difficult situations. Did very, very well with that.
How'd you guys eventually get to the point where, grief was a part of the equation? Where, because Hannah, you mentioned that you started getting into doing stuff, and a lot of people cope with life in that way, and it's a pretty natural reaction response for a lot of people. But then at some point you have to start dealing with grief because it's just going to come out at some point.
Yeah.
So how'd you guys start dealing with that? I mean, because it will affect your
your it'll affect everything.
Yeah.
So for us in grief, I always feel like Hannah explained it in our talk that sometimes it's like this little friend who you learn to live with. That's kind of always there.
Yeah.
And so like as right, so when grief first happens, somebody passes, that feeling is there all the time, always with you. And once you walk with it for a while and you start working through some of it, it comes less. But Hannah and I are always prepared, or at least we try to be able to sit with the person in it when it comes back, right? Because it's going to come back and you're going to feel it again.
Yeah.
And so like I know for Hannah on her birthday, it can be hit or miss, whether birthday is happy this year,
right,
or really, really not happy this year.
Yeah.
And so I'm always ready that, hey, this could come out, and if it does, I'm going to be prepared to be this person for her. And I think Hannah has probably realized that, like, if I'm going to get emotional about my mom or my dad, it's typically going to be at night when everything's quiet and I don't have anything to, like, distract myself or do. And so we're always ready to come back to that moment and talk with each other and celebrate and cry and all those things, right? So I think there's some really important scripture there of, there's mourn with those who mourn and celebrate with those who celebrate. And so, we celebrate our kids, and that's really an exciting thing, all the things our kids are doing. But every time our kids go through a milestone, it's also a mourning moment for us.
Right.
Because we got to celebrate with our kids that they just did this, and we know that, my dad or her dad or my mother would have loved to see them. Right. And so we try to be there with each other in both of those. Would you agree, Hannah? Or you got any other things to say on it?
Yeah, I think a lot of healing for me has come when I'm just open to talk about it, which is something I always really have been. I've always been very, and sometimes I can be a little harsh with my language with it, but I'm very open talking about having a dead dad and being a part of the Dead Dad Club. And I'm really, and I always have been, and the more that I am like that, the better it is for me. In college, she's still my best friend. Her dad had also died, and we were suite mates. And so that was a really big time that I could see, hey, this isn't just you. This isn't, when we were able to talk about it, it was like, oh, these feelings that make me feel kind of crazy, you're having the same ones. And so having some of those relationships with other people who can experience it has really helped me with healing so that I don't revert right back into, okay, do,
Yeah.
push through all the time. And so obviously with Hunter, that's an easy relationship to have with someone who understands that. And so I think in some ways that's a really big blessing for both of us, that we're not with someone who has no concept of
Right.
what this grief looks like.
And it's good to have friends who can relate, or at the bare minimum, like empathize with you.
Yeah.
Right. So you have somebody to talk to, so you're not alone on this island. I think we are people who are meant to be in relationship with each other, and we're meant to have connection with people. And so you got to fight for that. You got to really hunt for that. Be looking for the right people in your life. But those have been all really important.
I think, yeah, you raised a really good point, because I think sometimes we get the misconception that isolation as a couple is natural, and we forget that it needs community, you know, for a healthy relationship to continue and thrive. And it's good that you guys had that, right? I mean, you had people that you could talk to, not just with each other, but outside as you're going through, and you're still obviously on occasion deal with this stuff. So you have community around you, which is so healthy. It's a good reminder for a lot of us, because I think that's one of the issues that sometimes happens with us. We do kind of isolate ourselves because we just don't think anybody really can relate or understand or whatever. But when they finally do, you find people that are like that. It's really helps you begin to start the healing process, I think.
Yep.
And I will tell you, you know, both my parents are passed as well, and my kids and my relationship with my kids has been part of the healing process for me. I'm sure you're finding it yourself. Yeah, as you start connecting with them more, even though your parents are not with you to see the situations, but it's something that it kind of changes how you respond to those things, heightens it, right? More than it was before. You know, sometimes I think a lot of families kind of get used to having their network around them,
Yeah.
you know, and those moments are lost, or they're not validated or seen or elevated. And it's nice when you can see that, and you're like, this is really important, you know. When, you know, Lucas says a word that he's not said before, this is awesome. This is exciting. So yeah, it's good. One of the things, Pastor Hunter, you brought up during your guys' talk was surviving isn't living or thriving. What were one or two specific decisions or changes that helped move you from just survival mode into actually beginning to heal? And you brought up in your life how, you know, you kind of got in that mode of just surviving. You were detached from relationship, detached from family life, you know.
Yep.
That was really powerful.
Yeah, what's kind of interesting about that season for me was, you know, I think I did a pretty good job hiding it from everybody. You know, I think if you'd asked anybody who was close to me, they would have thought. I mean, Hannah would have known. Maybe Pastor Matt would have known, but nobody else would have known, right? So I was putting a lot of energy into hiding it from everybody, because I want everybody to think that I'm invincible at this moment, right? So I'm just doing everything I can do to look good, and then hide everything else because I don't want to admit that I'm human, right? So I always have this, like, so people have like comparison problems, right? And I've compared myself to people in the past too, but I'll usually compare myself to this like idealized super hunter who like is unfazed by anything, who never makes a mistake, who always shows up on time, right? This like unrealistic version of me that will never exist. And so that's what I was doing in that season, is just trying to be super hunter. So one of them is realizing I'm not super hunter. I'm hunter, and I'm broken, and I got problems just like everybody else, and that's okay. And Jesus wants to work with me in that, right? Jesus can work with the real you.
Yeah.
And oftentimes we're bringing him this like false idea of who we are.
Yeah.
So he wants to get right to the heart and right to the root of the problems. And so that was another part, is for the longest time in that healing process, I was just picking off all the fruit. So like some of the fruit is like, you know, I'm avoidant of communication, or I'm distant when I'm at home, or, you know, all these things. And that's the fruit. And you can pluck the fruit off a tree all you want and throw it away. But until you get to the root of the problem, it'll just keep growing back. Right. And so I eventually had to get to the root of my dad not being here anymore. And really what the root was is that my dad was always my biggest supporter. He was my biggest cheerleader. And when I moved to live with my dad, the only thing I wanted to do was impress my dad and have my dad go, wow, that's my son. So when I lost my dad, I lost a lot of motivation because he, for the longest time, was my motivation. So how do I go forward in life when that's gone. And so I had to get to the root of that problem. And it wasn't until I was able to pull that root up that some of that fruit began to change.
Wow.
And so Jesus wants to get to the root of issues. And you got to be honest enough to get there. I was gardening. No, I wasn't gardening with Seamus, but we were pulling weeds in our house downstate. And we were just going to town pulling these weeds. And he grabbed, one of the ones with like the little pokies on them.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And he's like, oh, that hurt. And it's like, yeah, buddy, sometimes you got to be really careful pulling up weeds because they don't want to be pulled up.
Yeah.
Right. They want you just to pop off the head so that they can grow right back up.
Yeah.
And so you got to sometimes dig really deep into the dirt.
That's good.
And get your hands dirty a little bit so you can get close enough and then you can actually pull it out.
Yeah.
And so it was a good, teaching moment for him, but it was a teaching moment for me of like, okay, that's exactly, what's happening in here in my heart that I got to deal with.
Yeah. Isn't it great how Holy Spirit uses that kind of stuff?
Oh yeah.
It's like,
my best lessons ever have been talking to kids.
Yeah. It's interesting, because I know, Hannah, you talked a little bit about you when you started noticing the detachment, or you started noticing the hiding in the car or not coming in or doing something, what was going on with you emotionally in that whole situation and spiritually? I mean, what were you doing and how were you handling it?
While he was still pretty avoidant.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I handled it well necessarily. I think I mentioned a little bit on Sunday that I have a tendency to get really angry. That's kind of, someone was making fun of me afterwards. They're like, you're like the smallest little angry person. I can't believe that. And I'm like, no, I'm a really scary angry
Don't let
person.
her side deceive you.
I want to always be on your good side. Yeah.
And so there was a lot of just frustration and anger a lot of the time. I think I would sometimes overcompensate a little bit, I think, by giving him room. I think I would try, if I have to analyze what I was doing, I think I was trying to give him space, hoping. I think I had talked on Sunday about how, like, we don't know how long this is going to last.
Yeah.
So give him space. Oh, shoot, this has lasted all week now. Like, now get angry.
Yeah.
Because I thought by me giving him all this space, it would fix it at some point. And that doesn't fix it. You have to get to the root. And so there was a lot of me trying to give him space and then getting frustrated that it wasn't working. And then giving him more space and then the pulling.
Yeah, and then just getting like explosive mad. Because in giving me space, what she's really doing is stuffing all that emotion down.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
stuffing and then just taking care of everything else in life.
Yeah.
And then it would get to a fever pitch and then, it'd blow the top and it'd be this big, massive fight. And it's because I was avoidant and because that she was trying to give me the space. And so what that did is
It's probably a little bit of like what I talked about me, like just pushing through. Okay, here's something hard. Like, let's just keep working, keep going, keep doing. But I can't do everything.
Right.
And so now I'm failing at going and doing everything, well, now I'm angry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and those really became
That's good.
big habits for us, and like bad habits, right, that developed on accident. And I think there's just something really to be said about relationships that, your habits matter. And you got to know that when you're in a difficult season, you will probably create bad habits. Like most bad habits are created during stress or during chaos, and you create those bad habits to cope with the things that you're facing. And so you can get rid of bad habits. It just is really, really hard.
Yeah.
It's just really frustrating and a difficult thing to do. And in our talk, we were talking about, and it's kind of the big thesis of our point, is that when you go through storms, your marriage can become chaotic and you can get this big tangled nest. And we talked about like kind of the Christmas lights that get so tangled up, and now you have to untangle it all. And sometimes I think people just want to throw away the Christmas lights and just buy a new, get divorced and find a new person. But you still bring all those habits into your next relationship. And so you really got to think about some of those things. But we created a lot of dangerous habits in how we communicate with each other and how we work with each other. So there was a lot of changing that needed to happen. And so Hannah needed to learn that, hey, I'm going to listen when you talk to me. So even in the small things, so you don't have to freak out. But here's the problem: is even once I knew that this is a problem for me. Like you can know you have a bad habit.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean you still don't have the. Like I think a lot of people who are smoking, they know they shouldn't be smoking,
Right.
but yet they still smoke, right? So I know I need to not be avoidant of hard conversations, but yet I avoid hard conversations. And so Hannah would tell me, get mad or frustrated, and then I would be like, okay, I'm going to fix it. It's not going to be a big deal, or I'm going to listen better next time. And then I wouldn't, right? So now I'm creating this almost like this lying cycle with her. And so that makes her not feel very confident in me. And so when my words had to matter at a certain point, when I would say, hey, I'm going to hear you and I'm going to listen to you, she's got to know that that's true. And just probably a week ago, maybe a week and a half ago, I'd been playing some video games with some friends, and because it's like February, and what are you going to do?
Yeah, right. What are you going to be outside?
And so, but I've been playing too much, and Hannah was like, "Oh, I'm bummed you're playing video games again tonight. I wanted to hang out with you." And I said, "Oh, okay." And so what I loved is she let me keep the commitment that I made to go play video games. But then I told my friends, I was like, "Hey guys, I'm gonna be off for a couple nights because my wife mentioned one small thing to me, and I want to make sure I honor that." Because what I know is that long ago, she would have bottled that up, and then it would have turned into this big fight.
Yeah.
But that's not the way it has to be now, because she can say a sentence, hey, this kind of made me feel not great. I'd love to see it more. And that's all it needs to be. Right? Because now she gave me how she's feeling, and she doesn't need to explode for me to say, okay, I hear you,
Right.
and I see you. And so I'll go in. But that took a lot of time to get it to where I don't have that habit anymore, and to where Hannah doesn't have that habit anymore. Does it still happen? I think so, right? We will certainly have that again where I don't hear her for a long time, and then she has to get frustrated, or she just is frustrated because of me. And we'll get through that conversation, right?
Yeah.
We'll get through the argument. That's one of the things. We try to never quit
Yeah.
on an argument. Try to finish it, go through the whole thing, have the entire talk. Sometimes we'll argue and then think the argument's done, and then 15 minutes later we come back and it's like, all right, we need to talk more, right?
Yeah.
It's not actually done. And so we've never given up on each other in that, and that's always been a good thing. And that's what you got to do when you untangle something. It's frustrating and it's difficult work, but totally worth it.
We're out at the end here, but what would be some advice you'd give to a couple that may be going through sort of the same thing you're doing?
Yeah. One of the things I don't think we really mentioned during the talk was, this was Hannah and I's uber specific marriage and situation.
Right.
And maybe some people related because maybe they had some similar communication issues, or maybe it was totally different. And we had some tips that helped us. That doesn't necessarily mean that'll help somebody else, right? But there's still some truth there that you can still find however your relationship got tangled up in the storm. And it's important that couples go back to the drawing board over and over and over again so that they can figure out how we can get this untangled. And you can come up with ways in your own life that you can build safeguards in your marriage so that you guys can do that. It probably will look different than us.
Yeah.
But you still certainly can. It's probably just going to take a little bit of work. I would encourage people to, because when things are tangled up, it's easy to get everything mixed in together. And when you're talking about one thing that's hard, just try to talk about that one thing that's hard. Don't bring up everything from the past 15 years. Like, hey, no, this is what we're solving.
Yeah.
So let's try our best to stay on track on this one, because if we can't, the reason why we're having this argument is because we want to solve this problem. But if we bring every other problem into this problem, we won't get any of them fixed. And then what's the point? Right? So fight with a purpose, argue with a purpose. And that purpose is to, let's get this solved so that we can be closer at the end of it.
That's good. Hannah?
Yeah, I think a sort of, I don't know how practical, a little bit of a practical idea for me would be become a student of your spouse.
That's good. That is good.
Learn them. And I think we talk a lot in Christian circles about the love languages, and I think that's great. I really feel like I learned a lot about Hunter by looking into the Enneagram. And once I kind of saw him and understood, oh, this is what's happening and here's what's happening here, I just think once you can understand, and maybe without them even telling you, but by studying things about them or what you've noticed in them, I think it can make all the difference because you can just have a better understanding of where they're coming from. And I think it can help you a lot.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, those are two great little tools that are very helpful. Yeah. I appreciate you guys coming out here and
of course.
Talking about it. Hannah, definitely thank you for coming in and taking over one of the seats that we did. Yeah, it was good.
Thanks for having me.
Sunday was good. You're more than welcome to come back anytime. You know,
Come out to the pod.
We always have available.
Yeah.
I'm sure
Yeah.
Hunter wouldn't mind as
Yeah.
long as you don't give any more secrets about.
Yeah,
you
my
know,
Pokemon Go.
Pokemon Go, man. That's some good stuff right there.
If you don't want people to talk about it, don't
Hey, it's
do
fine.
it.
That's right.
fair.
I'm going to need to get the transcripts for that and
Well,
use
listen,
that for later
Hannah.
on.
Listen, Hannah. I didn't know I was gonna be a pastor someday. At that point, yeah, I did. That's a lie. That's a lie.
The question is, do you still do it?
Repent later. Do I still play Pokemon Go?
Yeah.
Nope. Not anymore.
Not anymore. You're giving it up.
Not anymore. I've given it up.
That's a habit you killed because it is still available. You still
It
get
is still
Pokemon, yeah.
available. Yes.
I'm sure you could probably find some here in the church right now.
Probably could.
Yeah, or if there's a gym.
Well, I bet there is. Don't tempt me, Hannah.
See?
Don't quote the deep magic to me.
Well, that's it for us on More Podcast. We'll see you guys next week, I think. No, maybe? Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, I'll be back in time.
Yeah.
So we'll be able to do another podcast. So we didn't have to miss out. So this is good.
Nobody missed. Hallelujah.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
And we'll be back. I don't know if we're going to get the LaFoons on here, but we'll probably talk about what they brought up.
If we don't get them, we'll at least talk about them.
Yeah, we'll at least talk about it. Yeah. we'll say all that we liked about it. Yeah. We'll see you guys next week.
You have found us. More Podcast, where we want you to know God more deeply, find lasting freedom, discover your destiny, and make an eternal difference. Now,
Yeah, you know, as soon as I look at your face, I'm like, he's like,